Hey everyone, Mitch coming in for the Commander's Core studio. Welcome to the show.
They'll take it. Steal, my precious. Thieves, we hates them.
Okay, sorry, far too early for that. Hey everyone, yeah. Lord of the Rings spoilers. Spoiler season is not for a long time. I think like the end of May. But here we go. First looks. Gollum, Patient Plotter. That's right. Yet another exciting Gollum card. I guess I should say this is the first officially spoiled Gollum. The other one is not officially confirmed. So it might not be a real one, but it looks incredibly legitimate. And the Frodo that we saw the other day kind of confirmed the other one. Regardless, check out that other episode on Gollum in a bit. Do not leave just yet because this one is an exciting one and one that does leave some questions for us as well. A 3/1 halfling horror that costs 1 and a black, and it says when it leaves the battlefield, the ring tempts you. And by paying a black, you can sacrifice a creature to turn Gollum from your graveyard to your hand. Activate only as a sorcery. So flavor-wise, fantastic. When Gollum leaves, just kind of off, trying to find the ring, essentially. And then also, hey, there is no getting rid of Gollum, right? If you get rid of Gollum, if Gollum dies, you can get Gollum back, essentially. You just say, you know what? Let's get rid of this other creature, bring Gollum back to our hand, and recast. Of course, Gollum is quite cheap, so yeah. Being able to cast Gollum again and again and again is very much a very real thing. And we will talk further at someday, I'm sure, about, what the ring tempts you actually means. We have seen the ring tempts you mentioned on another, again, spoiled card with the new Frodo. So essentially, it does interact, if the ring is tempted you a certain number of times, I'm sure certain requirements are met. There's also going to be other cards that interact with that as well, and we will talk about that again, probably on a later episode when we see exactly what this mechanic means. Regardless, wanting the ring to tempt you over and over again is probably a very good thing for you at least what we've seen so far. So yeah, we want to get Gollum out. We want Gollum to leave play. We want Gollum to come back into play. And that can happen in a wide variety of ways. And yes, there are other creatures that might be in the way at some point that we need to sacrifice for Gollum. And of course, we can take advantage of, death triggers with that as well. Creatures that actually want to be sacrificed. Creatures that might be able to come back again and again and again that we can keep utilizing Gollum with. So yeah, there's a lot to this actually. Very simple seeming commander. And again, a lot more. Kind of like a Pandora's box opening essentially at some point once we learn more about the ring tempting you and what exactly that means, how that mechanic exactly works. Now, when a new exciting commander like this one is spoiled, well, I'm going to be taking you through budget buys, cards that are less than $1, and then pricier picks, cards that are outside of my budget, cards that are more than $1. And all these cards you will find, well, on this episode and also in a card list link in the description below. And if you're interested in this commander, I recommend picking up them sooner rather than later, because even though this set is quite far off, people are very excited about it. And sometimes when cards work very well with them, they might pick them up again sooner rather than later. Now, with all that said, let's jump into the budget buys. First up, we're going to start off with Precious Voyager Staff. Not sure why I decided to do that there, but I did. Pay 2, sacrifice it, blink a creature, bring it back at the end step. Again, Golem's trigger is not a death trigger, right? It is a leave the battlefield trigger, so it counts a wide variety of ways for Golem to leave play, including blinking. Now, there are only so many, blinking effects in mono black. This is one of them. So yeah, basically you're paying, 3 in total, right? 2 on one turn if you spread it out, essentially to blink your commander. That can be a great way to, well, save it if you need to, or also, yeah, just make sure that you get tempted by the ring. Speaking of which, there's Rescue from the Underworld. Additional cost to cast it, you sacrifice a creature, which is, I'm sorry, it's going to be you, Golem. Choose target creature card in your graveyard, return that card, and the sacrifice card to the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step. Exile Rescue from the Underworld. Basically, this is a way to instant speed. Go get a creature back from your graveyard, reanimate a creature at the cost of sacrificing one of your creatures, but then that creature comes back. So yeah, sacrifice Golem, it leaves play, get that trigger, bring it back. Blood Clock is next. Yeah, even bouncing Golem can be a good thing as well. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, the player bounces a permanent they control back to their hand, unless they pay 2 life. So yeah, we can really take advantage of our commander's leave the battlefield trigger with something like this. And again, our commander is quite cheap to recast, and we'll talk about other ways to ensure that it is even cheaper than that. Next up, we've got Viscera Seer. Yeah, free sacrifice outlets can definitely help out with a commander like this. Again, Gollum needs to leave play for us to get that trigger. So, Gollum sometimes might need to hit our graveyard in order for us to actually get that trigger so that we can activate Gollum to sacrifice something else. So, Viserys here. Sacrifice a creature, scry 1, a great free sacrifice outlet that is very low to the ground, give us a good amount of value throughout the game. Supernatural Stamina. This can work great in combination with a sacrifice outlet like Viserys here. A single mana, instant, until end of turn, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains. When this creature dies, turn to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. So, hey, let's just sacrifice Gollum and bring it right back for a single mana. Again, a great way to take advantage of sacrifice effects like Viserys here, or maybe a Village Rites, and yeah, a way to use and abuse that leave the battlefield trigger. Puppeteer Click. Speaking of which, this has a enter the battlefield trigger that is fantastic. When it enters the battlefield, put target creature card from an opponent's graveyard on the battlefield under your control, gains haste at the beginning of your next end step, exile it, and it's got persist. So, this having persist is great because we can utilize it multiple times, again with our commander, by sacrificing it. And also, of course, we can utilize our opponent's creatures that we are stealing from their graveyard in sacrificing as well. And speaking of creatures that actually want to be sacrificed, I am so sorry, Sad Robot, but yeah, you are definitely one of them. Hey, enter the battlefield. Great, good ETB. Thank you, appreciate that. Go get a basic land, put in play, tap, basically a rampant growth. And then, oh no, if you die, we draw a card. So, here's the thing. Golem's in the graveyard. I'd like to pay 1 mana, sacrifice you, bring Golem back to my hand, draw a card. Sorry, Sad Robot. Maybe I'll, bring you back some way and somehow so I can get your ETBs again and again. And, yeah, but you're going to be sacrificed quite a bit. Speaking of extra value, Jorah's Familiar. Historic spells you cast cost 1 to cast. That, of course, counts artifacts, legendaries, and sagas. This is not a saga tribal deck. This is going to be a deck that cares about getting Golem out again and again and again. And I'm sure there's going to be some artifacts like these that are going to help out as well. But yes, historic spells, counting the legendaries, is huge because now Golem, instead of costing 2 mana to cast, is just going to cost a single mana to cast. And that can save us an absurd amount of mana throughout the game. Basically, again, this kind of, game of, hey, okay, maybe I've got a Viserys here in play. Okay, sacrifice Golem. I pay a single mana to sacrifice something else. Okay, I have Golem back in my hand. I pay a single mana to bring Golem back into play. It makes it a lot easier to kind of loop this and a lot easier to really take advantage of this. And we'll talk about some ways that we can make this even more gross when we get to the pricier picks. Next up, Helm of Awakening. This one's also one that you might want to consider. I did not realize this card was budget again. Hasn't been budget for a long time. I think since like my Joyra deck, which was like my 3rd or 4th episode that I ever made. Anyways, artifact. That costs 2 and says spells cost 1 less to cast. So this does affect everyone's spells. Keep that in mind. It makes yours much more efficient and much more effective, especially that commander that you're going to be recasting again and again and again. Do keep in mind, though, obviously, that if you do utilize this, it does help your opponents out as well. But now in the pricier picks, again, cards that are above $1. A card that only helps you out in a big way is Jet Medallion. Black spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. You're in a mono black deck. This is going to save you a ton of mana. And again, every single time you cast your commander, just going to be a single mana. One that does even more work for you with that, though, is Bantu's Monument. Black creature spells cost 1 less to cast. Again, Golem. That does reduce the cost down to a single mana, which is great because whenever you cast a creature spell, each opponent is drained for 1 and you gain 1. So yeah, if you're casting Golem again and again and again, you can drain your opponents very quickly with something like this. And then we've got Cloudstone Curio, a fantastic card, a card that can be broken in many decks out there. I wouldn't say it's necessarily broken in this one, but it is a huge value add. It says whenever a non-artifact permanent comes in applied to your control, you may return another permanent you control that shares a permanent type with it to its owner's hand. So basically, yeah, let's just pay a single black mana again with that reduction on Golem. Cast Golem. Okay, let's bounce another creature back to our hand. Maybe something cheap like a Viserys here. Cool, we can just keep casting and bouncing and casting and bouncing and getting Golem's trigger again and again and again as it keeps leaving the battlefield. And the ring keeps tempting us further. My precious. Also with this upgraded budget, we have Conjurer's Closet, of course. Yeah, this card I don't think is ever going to be budget for me, but yeah. Definitely a great price here pick to consider. Beginning of your end step, you may exile target creature you control to return that card to the battlefield under your control. Basically, a free blank for us at the end of our turn, which obviously meets the requirement for our commander to leave the battlefield and then, yeah, just come back. So basically, a free extra tempt of a ring on every single one of our turns. When it comes to value, though, when it comes to sacrificing creatures, we got something like Bloodghast, which can be absolutely fantastic. It's a 2/1 that can't block. That's okay. It's got haste as long as the opponent's got 10 or less life. That's nice, but the important part is landfall. Whenever a land enters battlefield under control, you can return Bloodghast from your graveyard right back to the battlefield. So that's a great thing that we can sacrifice with our commander. It's just a great repeatable source of creature fodder for us that we can sacrifice again and again and again for value from other things, which we'll talk about here in a second. But yeah, being able to get our commander back repeatedly is very important for this kind of a strategy. And yeah, when it comes to getting extra value from sacrificing things, including our commander or, Bloodghast or whatever, Pitiless Plunder has a word about that. Hey, whenever another creature you control dies, we're going to get a treasure token. So we're going to get an absurd amount of treasures with this deck. We're going to get an absurd amount of treasures with all the creatures we're going to be sacrificing. And that's going to help us pay again for Gollum, pay for, our other creatures. But yeah, just keep paying for Gollum to come back into play again and again and again. And speaking of paying and creatures dying, well, Black Market. Here you go. Whenever a creature dies, you get a charge counter on Black Market. This can get an absurd amount of charge counters on it throughout the game with a deck like this. Then beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you add black for each charge counter on it, which again can just be, oh my goodness, upwards of probably 20 mana once you really get things going. So just a free giant ritual effect essentially for you on every single one of your turns. You can utilize that mana very effectively. Again, getting Gollum into play, getting it out of play, getting it back into play, tempting with the ring as much as you need, essentially. Again, I don't know what the payoff is for that. It's probably going to be pretty spicy, though. Probably some kind of a lose the game card, and then, yeah, I guess we've already seen one like that, but yeah, anyways. Phyrexian Altar, Ashnod's Altar, some great sacrifice outlets you get access to as well with this pricier pick budget. Phyrexian Altar, sacrifice a creature, add 1 mana of any color. Great. Sacrifice Gollum, add a black mana. Utilize that for the ability for Gollum to bring Gollum back to your hand. Ashnod's Altar, sacrifice creature, add colors to your mana pool. 2 mana instead of 1. But yeah, both are great options when it comes to getting extra value out of those creatures that you're going to be sacrificing and helping you keep this engine going. So at the end of the day, a very exciting, a very interesting design, and it's just very interesting to see another version of Gollum, or should I say, again, we haven't seen technically the officially revealed version of another Gollum, but yeah, basically we have, because yeah, the other Frodo was basically confirmed, so I'm assuming that this other Gollum was confirmed as well. It was found in a landfill or something. What is Wizards doing? Just a lot of weird stories lately. Regardless, interesting design. I like it. I want to see what in the world this, the ring tempts you means. What do you think it means? What do you think the cards that interact with this new mechanic are going to be? And yeah, how powerful can this commander be? Because I think you can get that trigger quite a bit, quite often, quite a lot throughout the game, and I think this is just an interesting overall design. Regardless, if you are interested in this commander, make sure you check out that card list link in the description below, and of course, make sure you're staying tuned to this channel for even more exciting quick takes and spoilers coming out. And with that, today's episode is coming to a close, so yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on it in the comments below, and of course, as always, thanks again, and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. We also have a ton of brand new t-shirt designs in stock, so make sure you check out those as well. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.